We were at Bhopal yesterday, The camp just concluded. And they have created a place not far from the city. Where they have lions and leopards and tigers all exhibited. And then I started reading about the conditions of these animals, and their numbers are rapidly falling. It's almost as if tomorrow they would be extinct. And in the place I am mentioning, I found tigers, bears, leopards, but no lions. So I just started reading a bit on lions, and I discovered that in India lions are now found only in Gujarat, Gir, and that in the last 2 years itself, India has lost close to 20% of its total lion population. Do you know, Parmeshwari, why the lions are disappearing? Because people are having kids. The jungles have become so small. Half of the lions of Gujarat are living outside the protected areas. The protected areas are not big enough to accommodate any decent number of lions. So where are the lions living? Outside the protected areas. And there they constantly come in touch with populations, and populations are burgeoning. And these coming generations that you are so fondly talking of, Parmeshwari, they need land. Their kids need food. So every successive generation, rather every year, is cutting down trees, and that is bringing these animals in contact with man. And when animal comes in contact with man, you know who would survive and who would be dead. If you really want to educate kids, Parmeshwari, educate kids of this generation, not the coming generations, and educate kids of this generation to not to have kids. Do not talk the language of the old and deeply conditioned grandmother, whose deepest wish is that the tribe keeps growing. If you have followed me to this point, you would have also seen what would be the shape that the right education for today's generation should take. Rabbits are merely Prakriti. So they are conditioned to procreate. If we want this generation to not to procreate, what must be taught to them? That you are not just Prakriti. This is the education that you need to disseminate, Parmeshwari. Rabbits will reproduce because they are just Prakriti. And that's what Prakriti wants. More copies of the rabbit's DNA. Because more copies mean more chances of survival. It's like taking backup of a hard disk. If there are 2 copies, then chances of survival are double. One copy might get lost, then the other copy survives. And that's why rabbits procreate so copiously, so frequently, because they are small and defenseless. They know that a lot of the baby rabbits will die. So a lot of them are born so that at least a few survive, and thereby the species continues to just exist. Existence is all that Prakriti wants. Teach the kids, Parmeshwari, that they are not just Prakriti. Teach the boys and teach the girls. Teach them that they do not exist to dance to the tunes of the body and the brain. Teach them that they are not chemicals to react to other chemicals called hormones. Unless you teach them this beyondness, every successive generation will be heavier, bulkier, more numerous, and more ignorant than the preceding one.